Yeah, we got him running. We got him running here.
Oh, yeah, we see him. Right here.
All right, hey, Victor 8-2, they're running out to kind of to that flat top area.
New video from the Texas Department of Public Safety's helicopter showing illegal immigrants in camouflage trying to evade Border Patrol and state troopers. Almost looks like an Army training video, something you'd expect to see out of a military operation, not the southern border. This is the status quo, though, even with the COVID-era border restriction Title 42 still in place. Texas Department of Public Safety Lieutenant Chris Olivarez with us now from near the border. So often we see these big groups of immigrants who come across the border, they turn themselves in, they're processed by Border Patrol. What's the difference between those folks and the ones in the video?
Right. So good evening, Leland. Great to be with you again. So what you see in the video, that's from the Big Bend sector, which is an area that majority of people don't know that actually exists and what type of activity is actually happening out there. So what you see there is a group of illegal immigrants that traverse through that area, which is mountains. It's at least a good week to 2 week journey they have to make before they get to a highway and they get picked up by a human smuggler. But again, it all goes back to what you mentioned too. The status quo still remains the same, that we're still seeing these immigrants come across, throughout the southern border. Big Bend sector is no different. Of course, it's a more unforgiving terrain that you see there. But these immigrants, what's different from those and what we see and what we've been seeing ever since last year is the ones that are coming across in the Rio Grande Valley, Del Rio, are the family units, unaccompanied children who are seeking asylum, looking for law enforcement. The ones that you see on that video in the Big Bend sector, those are your runners. The ones that we talk about, those gotaways, that's a perfect example of those individuals who go undetected if we're not out there patrolling those areas, because those areas right there, you don't have the infrastructure, you don't have the technology, sensors, cameras, like you see in the Rio Grande Valley or Del Rio. So that's why it's very vital that we have our aircraft operations division out there patrolling those areas and also tracking these individuals by using old-fashioned tracking techniques, by walking the ground, by walking miles and miles, tracking foot sign, and then, of course, using technology with a helicopter. And again, that's just an example of being able to apprehend those individuals. But again, it's a very challenging area, a very challenging operation to be out there tracking these individuals in that type of terrain.
Yeah, so we've got pictures that with the helicopter and Border Patrol was able to grab everybody. It's almost hard to tell the difference between the illegal immigrants in camouflage and then Border Patrol and the troopers in camouflage as well. But if you come across the border and turn yourself in, you've got to, and a lot of people end up staying, about half or more who turn themselves in. The people who are running and willing to spend a week in the desert, are they smugglers smuggling things in, or are they people? Obviously, they're people who feel that if they turn themselves into Border Patrol, they're not going to get released into the United States.
Right. So it's a combination of two. So what we do see immigrants, mainly single adult men and females that come across those areas. But what they're trying to do, they're trying to make it to a highway. One of the main highways, of course, it's a good week, 2 week journey before they actually get to a highway. They get picked up by a human smuggler, then of course make it further into the interior. But also in combination with that, we're also seeing some of these immigrants that are smuggling drugs. And what they do is they're backpacking these 50-pound sacks, which contains drugs. And they're also making this journey through the desert, through the mountains, trying to get to a highway where they then get picked up by a human smuggler as well. And then they're able to move these drugs further into the interior. So it's a combination of two, having to deal with the immigrants that are coming across, the runners, single adults, but also having to look for those drug smugglers as well that are coming across. The drug cartels in that area, especially around the Big Bend area and also El Paso, have a control of that area as far as the drug smuggling that's taking place, not only through the ports of entry, but also through those areas that we see there in that video, that terrain in the Big Bend sector.
How long can this operational tempo keep up with Border Patrol stretched beyond thin? It was thin back in September when I was down there with you guys. Your troopers working 12-hour shifts with no days off in sight. I feel like I talk to you morning, noon, and night. You're still trying to drive home after a long day. Are we getting towards a burnout period?
Leland, that's a good question. But, one thing that we've been able to do on the state side is that, of course, we have so much resources that we can mobilize, and we're allowed to also, move some resources as well to give some of our men and women a break and give them some rest, especially those that are traveling from out of town. But, of course, the question is how long can we keep going at this rate? And also with the rate of the numbers continue to increase. And then, of course, we're seeing activity not only in the areas that we know about, which is the Rio Grande Valley, Del Rio, but also now Big Bend. So it's affecting everyone. It's affecting every single resource, not just state, local, county, but also federal resources as well. But, we continue to move forward. We continue to expand operations, but we have dedicated men and women that are dedicated to this job, dedicated to the service and protecting Americans and protecting, of course, the citizens of Texas. So we're going to continue moving forward as much as we can with that momentum.
Yeah, no, and it's a fight right against an enemy that has unlimited resources with the cartels. As brave and as dedicated as the Texas troopers are, and the fellows that I've been with at the Border Patrol, and you and I met, the cartels have far more people and really unlimited resources and money.
Right.
We always appreciate you taking the time. Safe travels home, sir.
Appreciate it, Liam. Thank you. Always good to be with you.
Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.